The ketogenic diet is one of the most popular fad diets right now. So I thought I would make a short video explaining to you guys what this diet is, why some people might be choosing it, some common misconceptions, and explain even why this diet may be harmful to follow. The ketogenic diet is a very high fat, up to 90% of your calories from fat, moderate protein, very low carbohydrate diet. It was originally used with epileptic patients to decrease their seizure activity. The ketogenic diet puts you in a state of ketosis, meaning that your body, instead of burning glucose for fuel from carbs and protein, is instead burning fat and producing ketone bodies in order to feed your body and keep it going. Everyone has a different amount of carbohydrates that they can still eat and still stay in a state of ketosis, but for the most part, it's under about 60 grams of carbohydrates per person. To show you what this means, one banana has 30 grams of carbohydrates in it. A cup of beans also has 30 grams of carbohydrates in it. So not even counting the other food that you would eat in a day, those two foods alone would put you over the limit potentially and take you out of this ketosis state that is shown to be beneficial. This diet seems attractive because you can have a lot of butter and cheese and meat, and the diet promises rapid weight loss and burning all of your fat stores. However, there might be some other reasons why this diet would lead to weight loss, and we'll get into some of those. When you're taking out an entire food group, just like this diet is taking out carbohydrates, some people may not compensate for that and have more calories, so they're in a calorie deficit since they cut out that whole food group, and we know that that can lead to some weight loss. But we also know that long term that can be harmful to your metabolism as well, and that's not really something that we want to do, nor is it sustainable. Carbohydrates are also stored as glycogen in our bodies, in our muscles and in our livers, and glycogen is stored with water. So when we stop eating carbs and stop filling those glycogen stores, we're also going to lose some water and therefore water weight, which could be contributing to the weight loss that is seen on this diet initially. So while some initial weight loss might occur, it's not just because you are burning all of your body's fat in a few weeks or days. And weight should never be the focus of the way that we feed our bodies. We should be focusing on overall health. And this diet isn't necessarily the way to achieve overall health that's sustainable, long-lasting, and enjoyable for you. Think about all of the healthy foods that this diet is asking you to cut out, like fruits, most vegetables, and whole grains. We know that these foods help decrease inflammation, but we're cutting them out of our diet and instead increasing a lot of fat, which inevitably means that we'll be getting more saturated fat and potentially even more trans fat, which we know also increases inflammation. And we haven't even started talking about cholesterol yet. Saturated fat and trans fat are what helps increase cholesterol in our body, which is not good. Almost all of the studies that I've seen on the ketogenic diet in a healthy population, yes, they've shown that you can still maintain your physical activity, you might not lose any muscle mass, and you might lose weight, but all of these studies also show that the participants' LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, increased on this diet. This LDL cholesterol is what leads to plaque formation in our arteries and can lead to increased risk for heart disease. So increasing all of this saturated fat, or just fat in general in your body, and intaking that through this ketogenic diet might put you at greater risk for heart disease over time. It's also cutting out food groups like whole grains and fruits and vegetables that we know help decrease our risk for heart disease. So you're increasing your risk and decreasing what might help level that out. Not to mention that a personal story, a client of mine that came to see me who had been on a ketogenic diet 2 months prior, her LDL cholesterol went up during those 2 months from 124 to 140 in just 2 months' time. And increasing your LDL cholesterol and heart disease risk is not something we want to mess with. Also, the fiber that you're missing out on the ketogenic diet can help decrease this risk as mentioned and also help keep a regular GI tract. Just as I talked about in my What is Gut Health video, not having this fiber can also cause you to be constipated, which is not healthy for your body. It can help leach toxins back into your body if you're constipated for a long time. Not to mention it's not comfortable. So while you might lose a little bit of weight with this diet, at what cost? You're most likely increasing your LDL cholesterol and causing some GI problems. Instead, we should be eating a balanced variety of foods, such as whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and healthy fat, but in moderation, and some lean proteins and fish and all of these things that will help decrease inflammation. Any fad diet that's telling you to completely cut out an entire food group, especially when that food group contains healthy things, is not something that you want to get involved with. In fact, you want to run the opposite way instead. So if increasing health is your overall goal, this fad diet and other fad diets might not be for you. That was a quick snapshot of what the ketogenic diet is, and hopefully it was helpful for you to know and be informed about this diet before it's something that you enter into. For tips and inspiration about balancing out your food groups and finding peace with food and with your weight, feel free to follow me on Instagram at @generalwellness for some inspiration.